Assalamu alaikum and I wish you a very good day, sir. Today we have on board with us Mr. Lakhani, the co-founder at Qist Bazaar. It is lovely to have you, sir. Today we shall discuss your achievements and highlights and are hopefully looking forward to having a wonderful session with you. So with no further ado, let's get right into it. Mr. Lakhani, walk the community through who you are and your journey into the success with Qist Bazaar.
Thank you so much for having me. You can call me Arif. Mr.
Yeah.
Lakhani sounds a little bit too formal. Qist Bazaar is a culmination of what we've been doing for the last couple of decades. Going back to how ancient I am, I started in a computer company called Electro in 1995 in Karachi, where we were selling Acer and IBM computers to end users. Then we went the corporate route, and by 2000, we probably became one of the largest companies in Pakistan, installing thousands of computers in Habib Bank, UBL, MCB, in times when the total population of computers in those institutions were not more than 1,000 or two. We also were part of the Karachi Stock Exchange computerization, Lahore Stock Exchange computerization. While we were doing this, we were also selling stuff on installments to a degree that we were even offering installments to corporate, including banks. Of course, they never took it because they thought that it was not meant for them, the installment part, but individuals were using it big time. I remember in 1997, 1998, we were business partners with IBM, and we put up an ad for laptops on installments. And at that point, the country manager was Humayun Bashir, and I got a call from him asking me what we are up to, like selling laptops on installments. So yeah, I mean, we've been in this for a while. Then in 2003, the margins went down big time, and a lot of companies shut down or changed courses. So we went towards used computers. And in 2005, I moved to Canada. Meanwhile, Pakistani things were still happening. We were still selling used computers there. We were still selling stuff on installments, TV, fridge, air conditioner to the common Karachiite, Lahoris, and Islamabad. Um, by 2007, 2008, we opened up our own presence in Warsaw, Poland, Dubai, and of course, we were in Karachi, and strong partnerships in Cairo, Egypt, and Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. Now, this company, Electro, does about probably is one of the largest exporters of used computers out of Canada. We do about 45 to 50,000 assets a month coming out of this particular facility that I'm in right now. So this is one part of the business that I was part of. The other part was that like when things are good, then you start investing, right? A typical Pakistani mindset is that you want to look at other options of income. So we were always investing in real estate, a little bit in the markets, etc. 2015, a group was formed. There were about 7 or 8 of us. One of them was the general manager of Microsoft. One of them was CEO of Sprouts, which is the largest farmers market in California. The other guy was from Amazon, one from LinkedIn, one nobody, Mr. Me, and a couple of other guys. And we started our first fund to invest in startups. One of the first companies that we invested was Lyft at a valuation of $1.5 billion. And then Lyft came to market at $11 billion 6 years later. We didn't do well in those big investments. We did well in smaller investments. So we invested heavily into startup 500 companies. One of them was a company called Abzen, where we invested $30,000 in 2015. That $30,000 is now probably worth about $3 million. So those were one of our victories. We were early investors in DoorDash, in Duolingo, Evernote, and a couple of others that probably are not known to people. 2019, we made another fund with just 4 partners, 4 GPs called A Cube. With a very small capital. Again, the idea was to diversify small checks, multiple organizations. 2020, end of 2020, early 2021, we made another company called K3, which I am a GP as well. There are 4 of us, and that company so far has invested in about 150 startups. Now, when I say startups, for us, startups are also real estate startups. So if you just look at the tech part to it, this would be about 80 of them, 15 of which are in Pakistan for the likes of Abhi, Truck It In, Savvy, Rider, uh, and few more. Then we also invested in some of the funds in Pakistan, like we've invested in Misbah's fund, Misbah and Kulsum's fund, I2I, some others on the side. 2021, we decided, me and my partner from my installment business, decided that we want to go a little bit more towards the masses, and so we launched Qist Bazaar with the idea of bringing tech to what we were doing.
Yeah.
So we were probably doing installments at a time when installment was looked down on. Like this word BNPL is pretty new, but installment business has been happening in developing countries since probably a couple of 100 years back, right? I mean,
Yeah.
who could afford to buy a brand new item on its own? So this still happens with these corner shops, some loan sharks, etc. And now there are a lot of BNPL companies in Pakistan also doing it. The only difference that I think we have compared to a lot of these other companies that are there is, number one, we're organized. We are an NBFC. We are Sharia compliant. But more importantly, we are hitting the common man. Nearly every other BNPL that's out there, they are targeting people who have a credit card, debit card. Our clients don't even have a bank account, right? So that's our ethos. Go towards the masses always. And because we've been doing it for so many years, we've had a database. We've built a database of now about a 280,000 uh, um, clients who have actually either bought from us or have given a social guarantee towards someone who's bought from us. So a lot of people who actually go on our site and put their ID card numbers in, their NICs in, we can figure it out that they're one of our old clients, right? And so it's a little easier to track this business. So yeah, I mean, that's us till now.
Mr. Arif, your contributions with Qist Bazaar in ensuring that everyone has technology access, regardless of their financial history, are commendable. Within 3 decades, you have revolutionized the scoring process for installment based purchases. Looking back at all the success and footholds that you've achieved, how do you feel?
Yeah, I mean, I think this is still not success. Success would be uh, how it is in the West, right? In the West, from
Yeah.
top to bottom, everyone buys. Everyone's affordability is more than what they can really afford, and the reason behind that is that they use credit. In Pakistan, I don't have the exact numbers right now, but I would be surprised if more than 8 or 9% of Pakistanis have access to credit, right? Success would be when me and other people like me are able to extend that to the majority, where 50% of Pakistan says that, yes, I own Pakistan and that's why I get credit from Pakistan.
Yeah.
Right now, it feels that maybe just a handful of us own Pakistan, and that's why we get all the great things of what Pakistan offers, right? So yeah, I mean, it's work in progress. Like we're still hustling every day, and one of the biggest things that I think we are facing right now is we are trying to take that taboo off the word installments. You
Yeah.
know, even today, maybe when you and I want to get our car on installments, we're completely fine with it, you know, because that's just how the system is. But when our maid in our house or our domestic servant wants to get something on installment, his entire mohalla is going to be after him that, oh my God, you couldn't afford it, so you bought it on installments. How are you going to
Yeah.
pay? Those guys will kill you. So we want to take that little stigma out of that, like out of BNPL. And that's what a major try is. In 12 months, we've acquired 13,000 new customers, and the idea is to exponentially grow. And the best part is, I mean, I can easily say that 80% of them pay their installments digitally to us, which means they use Easy Pesa, Jazz Cash, or direct deposit to the bank, or they go to the store opposite their house and pay through one of the wallets that he has. And 98% of them pay on time. That's the best part of it. You know, we feel that class is not reliable. It's not justifiable to give credit to them. But I mean, we are like SECP approved, so we share all our data with them. 98% of people are paying on time, and the other 2% also. I won't say they're defaulters. They're just latecomers, like, a
Yeah.
general nature that we have in our blood.
Mr. Arif, your contributions to the industry are truly very commendable. Now let's talk about Park Launch. So there is a lot of talent emerging from the Pakistani tech industry with a lot of growth potential. Park Launch has been upfront in providing these SMBs with the platform they need to be recognized at the Unconference 2023. What would you like to say about Park Launch and its commendable efforts? Also, shed some light on what you think that is available for the Pakistani tech industry to grow.
Yeah, I mean, this is a little stereotype that I'm on a park launch call and I'm talking great stuff about park launch. But I'll tell you honestly speaking, when we started K3 and before that we had A-Cube and iTech, we had no idea about startups in Pakistan. I mean, we knew
Yeah.
businesses were running because we were running our own. And then we saw that conference, the startup conference that Park Launch held. I think that was 2020 or 21.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about the exact time. That's the first time we realized sitting in Canada that there is actually startups coming in Pakistan and there's something to reckon with. So our first investment was based was basically I mean that came up because 3 out of the 4 GPs that we have in K3 are originally Pakistanis.
Yeah.
So we after Park launch we all saw that video together and we are like, what the hell are we doing? We know that country better than a lot of people sitting here. Why are we touching that company? Between then and now, we've done about 16 investments in Pakistan, and we definitely have slowed down because of various macro conditions, not just in Pakistan but elsewhere. But truly speaking, if there was no park launch, people like us would have no idea about what was happening in Pakistan.
Yeah.
I would say the conversion of Electro to Qist Bazaar is also because of park launch. Because if I and my partner would not have seen how startups are faring in Pakistan, and I would like to really say thank you to the likes of Abhi, to the likes of Kispe, to the likes of Dukan, to the likes of Rosie, who are the pioneers in the startup world in Pakistan. I mean, they are the ones who actually. I mean, we got encouraged by their success, by their acceptability in the market, by their run to get the masses on board. And so, I mean, I think eventually all this goes to Park Launch because that video and then after that the conference in Palo Alto, that just opened up so many eyes, right? So many
Yeah.
things, and of course things happen in Pakistan too, like we were part of Disrupt 92 and all that, and that was amazing, outstanding, and it's great what Janara does as well. But I think globally speaking, what Park Launch has done has really brought the limelight on Pakistani startups. And if this year was not as bad globally as it is right now, Pakistan would have been booming with just startup investment coming in, exits happening, people buying off Pakistani companies. Unfortunately, this was just a bad year globally, and yeah, Pakistan was hit a little bit more severely than other countries.
Pioneers, is there a word of advice you would like to give to new and rising enterprises that may assist them in their path to success?
Yeah, to start with, definitely not a pioneer. I mean, I'm very, very young at this, not young in age, but young in this particular field. So this is what I see as an outsider when I look at Pakistan. I see that everyone is trying to aim at that small little pie, the small 10-20% of Pakistan, whether it's retail tech, whether it's fintech, whether it's medical tech, anything that you can think of. People are trying to see what happens to those people that have a debit card, a credit card, or the haves of Pakistan.
Yeah.
There's so much more to Pakistan than just those 10-20%. Let's start aiming at the others because that's an unexplored market. And believe me, their adaptability, their acceptance level is way more than the other guys because the other guys compare you state to United States. Like anything that you want to sell to defense of Pakistan, they see what the price of that particular product is in Dubai or in New York or in London because they have access to that. But a common Pakistani, I'm not saying you can sell them substandard services, but I think it's their right to get these services as well. And there are a lot of them. There are a lot of
Yeah.
them. So, for example, Qist Bazaar is after Karachi. We are there in about 7 locations in Karachi to give a feel, to convert the non-tech savvy into placing an order online. We're teaching them. Our next facilitation center is not Lahore, Islamabad, it's Hyderabad. Because we want to go to the small places where no one's ever been there before. Because there's so many people out there. I mean, does anyone know
Yeah.
that the population of Hyderabad is 9 times the population of Toronto, maybe? So why aren't we touching that part of the pie? So my advice to young guys would be one, please look at the masses. Don't look at the small little niche that everyone has targeted. Secondly, try it out yourself. I mean, don't try to get funded on day one. I mean, that doesn't work in today's market. Do a little bit of angel round. Do like friends and fools round as they call it. Have a prototype, try it out, and then go then look for VCs. With platforms like Park Launch, of course, you get access to the greatest of VCs out there, especially the greatest of Pakistani VCs out there. But don't bother them till you're actually ready for it.
Sir, this has truly been an insightful voyage. I'm certain that the suggestions you put forth will certainly be acting as a guiding light for us and for prospective market entrants. Looking forward to seeing you at the Unconference 23.